Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Happy holiday week, everybody. Yes, the big getaway, 4th of July. Very exciting. Everybody is already making their preparations. The grocery stores are filled with people. Traffic is starting to increase on the highways and byways. People are excited everywhere about the 4th of July, except at the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh,
studio.
no. Oh, no.
I disagree.
What happened?
I disagree.
No.
Rob, it's so obvious. It's funny. Anyway, we're all...
I went to the grocery store yesterday, and, Mike, they have impulse buy stands, just hamburger rolls. You need to buy these. People are going to see them like, oh, my God, I don't have them. I need them.
My
Very
God.
exciting.
Yes, you need them.
Very, very, very exciting.
What's
Never been better here.
What is the
Mike O'Mara
disconnect
Show studios
in Maine?
No, there's no disconnect. I mean, it's just more people crawling into the, they call it vacation land. So that's it. Yeah, that's
Do you
it.
see the
That's
big
all
boxes
there
of
is to it.
fireworks coming into town?
You know what? The fireworks are huge, and I'm not. My modus operandi for this entire holiday is to simply lay back.
Ooh.
As a matter of fact, it is a philosophy that will now begin to permeate my life in general. I am no longer, as I have reached the milestone birthday of 60 years, I am no longer going to engage. I am going to observe.
Yes.
I'm going to comment, but I'm not going to worry. In fact, there's a wonderful publication that came out during my formative years called Mad Magazine.
Yes.
And the theme of Mad Magazine was "What Me Worry."
Yeah.
Oh.
And after much thought and much discussion, I have come to the conclusion that I am going to adopt that as my philosophy. That I will casually observe the goings-on. I will bitch about what needs to be bitched about. But as far as running point, and the old me would have been, boy, if you're going to have a family gathering in the state of Maine where they sell those wonderful fireworks everywhere, many states do the same thing, I would be like, well, who's going to get them? Or what's going to happen? No, I'm going to be that guy that I've been around for a long time that basically says, oh, somebody brought fireworks. Great. Or somebody says, you didn't bring a dish to the firework, to the 4th of July barbecue?
The 4th of
no,
July
I'm sorry.
fete?
No one told me to.
Oh, I see what's
Yeah,
happening.
Mike, I think, though, I always heard it in a different read than what you gave it. I always heard it as, what? Me worry?
No, it's going to be more like what, me worry about what's going on?
Okay, so
me
you
worry about no.
Let me ask you
Why
this.
take years off my life and worry about things?
Right.
Why do that when I perform, if I may say so myself, at a miraculously high level for a very, very long period of time.
On a daily
so that applies
basis.
to my and I have made tremendous efforts with my family, my friends, my coworkers, and I will continue to perform at that level. What I will no longer do is worry about things, is worry about the comings and goings. You know, as a matter of fact, this would be the only comment that I made to my bride yesterday. All right. I said, if I go through my rest of the time up here in the great state of Maine and I do not hear this, hello, Michael, I will have won. It will be an amazing victory because all these little, how should I call I guess the pseudo elite that make their way up here have always referred to me, hello, Michael. With that kind of,
Yes.
I haven't seen you for a year, but there's really no interest I have in you whatsoever. So I am not placing myself in a position where I'm going to hear that, and I don't care. I'm fine to have my bowl of lettuce and watch Jeopardy and go to bed. I'm perfectly comfortable. It's nice weather. It's everything's fine.
Because
you know?
in the
as far
DC
as
area,
now let me do that. Also applies to work. I'm going to come in here every day, and I'm going to do my level best. But as far as as far as trying to melt down like I've done in the past, I just don't think I can do it anymore. I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I can get really like over the top worked up. There's no point. There's really no point.
I would say that it's part of the fabric of the show. So if you stop doing that, then we're going to have a problem.
Well, get ready for a problem, my boy,
Okay.
because that's the way it's going to go.
Oscar, it's a new fabric. We've gone to cotton.
I'm good with cotton, but a nice rayon would be pleasant as well.
A blend?
Yes.
I said that I will not come in here without observations on the world and observations on everybody that works for us.
Yes.
But I will no longer be that guy. It's just I'm trying to lengthen my life.
Good.
I'm trying
and that's
to
better for
lengthen
the
my
show
life.
too. That's more fabric.
What is your take on the 4th of July proper? Are you still a fan of the celebration?
No, not really.
And may I ask a question about that?
Well, just let me finish with that point, because the reason for that is that in this country, this wonderful country of ours, and there's nothing wrong about celebrating our independence.
Right.
It's great. It's patriotism. People don't look at national holidays like that. They look at holidays as, when am I going to be able to get my chicken wing?
Yeah.
That's what it. That's been it forever. That's my parents. That's the way holidays always were. What I take issue with is that in this factory that we all live in, that the drones, of which I count ourselves among the drones, that we all decide that with a one-day celebration, we're all going to place too much emphasis on it. So what you will have going around is you will have people stepping over people because this is what Americans want more than anything else. Write this down. Get a pad and paper out,
yes.
Okay? Americans want to be one thing more than being right, more than being good, more than being honorable. They want to be first. So you will see this if you go today to a grocery store. You will see that. You will see people elbowing their way by you to be first. And the 4th of July, it's the really official beginning of the season. Memorial Day, fine. Yes, summer starting. But 4th of July, it's everybody. I've got a news story coming up that will tell you about the percentage of people that are actually going to be celebrating the 4th of July. It's a massive number. It's like Christmas number.
Mike, I want you to lay down on the couch just for a second and entertain a couple questions. Because
right.
I know you said Memorial
I'm ready for
Day.
my psychotherapy.
In the D.C.
God
area,
knows I need it this week.
They say in the D.C. area, the unofficial start of summer is Memorial Day. And that precedes summer sometimes by weeks.
I think around the country that happens.
But you see, I don't think that's the case in vacation land. And I think this is why Mike, do you think because people start arriving for their extended summer stretches, July 4th, right? That's when it starts to get a little thicker up there?
Yes.
Does that help you attach a negative feeling to the holiday?
I don't have a negative feeling. I really don't. I'm fine with what it is. I'm talking about the way we do it. I am fortunate enough to be in a place where people are dropping in, and then they're going to be here. And the older people get, the longer these things take. You'll see that. It's going to be longer periods of time. That's the way it's going to be. I'm fine with the holiday, especially having a young person. What I take issue with is that so many people, unfortunately, have to do it in a concentrated way. I think it's a very, and when you talk about a city like Boston or Chicago or New York City, it's very tough. I mean, it's tough because they have that limited amount of time.
Right.
And they are, they're concentrated in getting their fun, making their preparations. At the same time, everybody else is doing that. And that makes for traffic, and it makes for people running out of things.
People are
That's
panicked in D.C.,
like.
Mike. People are panicked in D.C. because the Lincoln Memorial will likely be closed until nearly 1 p.m. on Friday because they have to clean up after the speech. That's where the president's speaking.
Isn't there going to be isn't he taking over 4th of July?
He is.
He making it
He's going to make a
town?
speech.
He's making it great again, Mike.
Yeah, and
You
there's going to
guys
be
are lucky.
tanks. There's going to be tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have tanks and planes.
Do you think
I'm going down.
You're here.
Yeah, I want to go eyeball what's going on.
I'm going down. You realize when a plane flies over the city, you're going to
Did you go
see
last
it.
year?
Oh, this is the greatest part about the 4th of July for me. That's why I can't hate it, and there isn't much effort I have to put in.
Right.
I walk.
That's good. That makes a difference when you live in a city.
I walk 2 blocks to the Key Bridge, and I stand on the Key Bridge with my wife and my dog and probably Todd and Marissa, and we look at the fireworks.
And then you can-
Are they coming back for it? Are they coming back for it?
Didn't get a chance to tell you. They're back. I went out with them on Friday night.
Yes,
Are they moving back permanently, or are
they're
they
looking at homes because I've seen some homes they're looking at.
Like here? They're looking at homes.
No, they're looking at homes in the Keys.
Oh,
Yes,
Kind of like that. I don't want to commit to anything, but I'm saying,
and-
if they move down there,
he's
I'll
gonna
pay a visit.
he's gonna
I'll do a
hate the
weekend
Keys
visit.
though,
they're-
Mike. There's no tanks and planes
they're
down there.
the best. They're the best. And he's getting his pilot's license.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I wouldn't. Oscar, I
I
can't
am
tell you how to live your life.
Flying with him.
I
Cockpits
can't tell you how to live your life at all.
Cockpits are too small
This is
for
one
him.
where this is one. Once again, if you choose to, there's nothing I can do about it. That's going to be the new me, where I'm not going to get. But it just would seem to me watching that and just seeing him and the way he kind of rolls. Now Todd would want to go all the way down. Todd would want to go down to the mall in the nation's capital to hear the speeches.
That's a great question.
You would like to go to the
I want to go to the Key Bridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Todd would want to show up with a grill lighter to start the fireworks himself. Those long kitchen matches.
If our hands are locked when we hit M Street and he turns left towards the mall and I go straight towards the Key Bridge,
See ya.
then so be it.
Fireworks are fantastic in D.C. I mean,
Yeah,
they're none
They're
better.
fun.
Have you've been
New York's
downtown
got
for them,
great
right?
ones too. I was on the river, on the Potomac River, when the boats were all up the river,
Yes.
and then after
That's
they were
cool.
over, it was the most dangerous time that I have ever spent on the water, as you had 12-foot boats, 60-foot boats, you had dinghies, you had sailboats, you had power cruisers, everybody deciding they want to go out of a 2-football field area right next to the mall in Washington, D.C., on the water at the same time.
Well, there's
Very,
only
very scary.
one lucky stroke with that, Mike, is that no one had been drinking. So
No
it
one,
was
not at all. No, it was
organized
perfectly
and
okay.
safe.
But Todd might want to see because it's going to be his man's holiday.
Yeah.
now,
I
because he's going to control
as
it.
I told Todd
Sad.
on Friday night, I said, "This is the happiest I've ever seen you. Please don't bring up politics."
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
he's happy coming back from my state of Florida.
Oh my God, this is the Todd I remember. If we had a DeLorean, Mike, and we can go back in time from the Todd I met before he got political and mad at the world at times,
Right.
is
At times.
if I could just meet that man again. That's the man I saw on Friday night for 99% of the evening.
See, my politics inform me, and I still care about politics, but I'm not going to. I'm going to sit on the sidelines and be more of an observer, although I've already kind of leaned towards my choice.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is having a very good week.
We're going Bernie all the way.
Very
Yep.
good. No!
Oh,
Yes.
No.
Sorry.
I like
It's
the
okay.
lady.
No, it's
I like
okay
the
that
California
he
lady.
touches people. Mike likes Joe Biden.
Oh.
That's what it is.
the nice the massage.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala,
Kamala.
Harris.
Harris.
My mom said we're not sure if she's American yet.
Your mom said that?
What? I'm just messing around.
Mom's a birther.
Going to snap me
A
out of my...
Kamala birther?
My mom.
That's gonna
I
snap
see-
me out of
I
my
see my
mellow,
parents
attitude.
this weekend proper, and my father's in town. He's left his other families back.
Would you be offended? Let me
yes,
ask this
yes.
question, and then not to get too political.
Yes.
Would you be offended if somebody said, well, Oscar's not a real Hispanic?
Well, that has happened many times in my life. Actually.
It'll probably happen during
Yeah.
today's show.
It's happened, and I've had people question my citizenship for years.
I-
In jest and
That
and
in and of
jokes.
itself is kind of...
Yes.
well,
it-
we all
racist,
have things,
nasty.
Mike. We all have things we wonder about as we go to bed at night.
my mom is firmly, and I'm sure America isn't shocked. She is a Kamala. She is a fan. And I said,
Yeah,
and
tough not to
and
be,
to
really.
tweak my mom, I said, there's a question about her citizenship. As we're
No,
just
it's
sitting-
not a question about her citizenship. It's a question about her ethnicity being, and someone got on and talked about being an American black,
Yeah.
and the fact that she's got I think a Jamaican father and an Indian mother,
Like-
that she's not. It's just
I
so
would
racist.
say,
I did
would
some
say
research.
I would say that is racist, and at this point in our life, I hope in American politics and society in general, we can put that aside. I did
Yeah.
that to tweak my mom because
Right.
she was having too
Right.
good of an afternoon.
Oh,
and,
you do it to me too. I know what she goes
and my
through.
mom
That
went
poor
off
woman.
on like what was a speech in Clueless where she's talking about us being in the country and how dare
Right.
I, and I said, Mom, I went with Hillary. I was with her last time. You remember?
Right,
And then I
right.
said, I always you shuttle people to the polls and you shuttle people to vote.
She's involved.
I was like, you're involved. The only way I could get a rise out of you because is this. And then she looks at me. She's like, "You little ass," in Spanish. And then
you like that.
We get
You
back
like
to
it's
eating.
why you made that comment about Todd. I understand that.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, if Todd decides he is going to settle down there, that's a great weekend getaway for the O'Maras. That is a great weekend. So tell him to, if he's going to continue with his politics. If he buys a house down there, just see if he can get a guest room with a separate entrance.
Yeah,
well,
that's all.
Like a mother-in-law
the
suite.
Stacks of bricks I saw was something that because you know how you can take a video tour of real estate. Which is beautiful?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right.
It was something out of if you remember, this might date me some.
Yeah.
But The Real World.
So he truly is committed to that
he's
lifestyle.
actively
down there.
looking. And this, and
It's
I
a
would
cool
say
place to be.
when I'm telling you,
He's going to have to be close to his runway, though, because you don't want to walk to the
this
plane.
energy that you see from a friend when they take a break and they come back, you're like, oh my God, this is the same
I am all
person I
for
remember.
it. I am all for it. I think that's the whole point I'm trying to make with the people that I feel for. There are guys in their late 20s and 30s and early 40s and into their 50s that you just when we're all doing it at the same time, it gets crazy. It's like you can burn yourself up.
Agreed. Agreed.
But anyway, I hope he moves down, and if he moves to the Keys, as much as I'll regret saying this, I would pay him a visit. But we can't do it. He cannot not talk about it to me. I represent so much to him.
Yes.
But also,
But
he
I don't mind
represents it to
probably
you.
either if I'm drinking. What?
He represents it to you, too. I think there is a sort of a magical yin and yang when you two get together.
You're like
Yeah,
James
but
Carville
the thing about
in,
Todd, I will never believe it. I will never truly believe it.
You think it's
I will
shtick?
always think it. Well, when he went to Orlando to the rally, that went a long way. That is a long way to go.
Building his brand.
That I'll tell you, if you're trolling and you decide you're going to take pictures because you were there, I'm like, man. I mean, to go through that, I don't care what your politics are. You got to be wow. I mean, how does Todd, the brilliant Todd Moore, with all of his wonderful creations, how does he sit there in that environment?
Well, Mike, his app is called White Noise.
Yeah. There is that.
All right, enough of this. Enough of this psychotherapy.
Yes, please.
We have a new feature, ladies and gentlemen. It is called A Few Minutes with Michael. Yesterday, Mrs. O'Mara went into the grocery store to buy our dinner. That's our new thing. I think that's how she keeps herself sane. Each day, there is one trip to the grocery store to buy produce.
It's nice to see people, Mike.
And food for one meal. That's it. That's just
It probably saves money, too.
It does. Well, that's another reason. I don't want to go in detail like that because you'd cry. But it is that is also, well, the pork was on special today. Hey, great. I'll stay in the car.
There's
so
a
I stay in the
$1
car.
off coupon on this meat.
I stay in the car with my son, and I debut a few. Do we have any? Can we get some music for a few minutes?
Sure, absolutely.
With Michael, that transition music you have. The kind that's like. You know what I mean?
I do. I know
stuff.
exactly what you mean.
It's just I think it would help
What's
it a
my
little bit.
name?
So the drill is normally
Fuse
now
my name.
because
different one. Sorry.
no, that's not it. When you go, I don't mind going into a grocery store since we've gotten to Maine. Carla does it so frequently. I no longer enjoy the pleasure. So I usually will sit in the car more often than not with my son. So that's what I did yesterday.
Do they leave a window cracked for you?
Well, the thing is, we rolled down the windows because it was cool up here.
Oh, that's
but then
nice.
the car heated up, and I had to move over to the driver's side.
I
so
see.
I'm not in the passenger anymore. All right, do we have the music? That's it. It's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Rob. This is A Few Minutes with Michael. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for A Few Minutes with Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
How's your day going?
Good.
What's new? Talk into the microphone, pretty please.
Nothing's really going on today.
Okay.
But the biggest word in the world is happy.
Happy is the biggest word today?
Yeah.
Okay, so happy is your big word for the day?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael's big word for the day is happy. Is there any particular reason you want to share that word today?
Well, I'm usually really happy every day, but sometimes a little bit mean, but I'm really happy a lot every day.
Really? What's that right ahead of us right there?
Where?
I see a big dog.
That is
A German Shepherd.
a German Shepherd.
Do you like dogs?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite dog in the world?
Frankie, and actually Beluga.
Oh, and he's in heaven now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, come here. Come up here for a second because we can't hear you if you sit all the way back there. So how's everything else going in your world?
Really good, but in my world, back in time, when I was a baby,
Yeah?
I was born July 19th. That was my first birthday.
That was your first birthday, yes.
And
And what else?
when I was 2, I was starting to talk and walk.
Uh-huh.
And
What was that little gesture? What was that? What was that?
that
What?
kind of rhymes.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, walk and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does rhyme.
Walk.
Are you good at rhyming?
Yeah.
Really? What rhymes with boo?
Who?
What else rhymes with boo? It's your favorite word.
Do.
And what rhymes with do? It's the word you like to say all the time.
Poo.
Yes. Well, that's a fitting
Laughs like
place to
Anderson
end.
Cooper.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the listening audience to say goodbye as we say goodbye to what? Yeah, you're go ahead. You can say something funny. Go ahead. You have my permission.
And everybody make sure to poop a lot.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, Michael. It's been a pleasure. Say
Amen.
bye-bye.
Bye.
There he goes. That's a few minutes with Michael, ladies and gentlemen. Total stream of consciousness. You never know what he's going to say.
You
That's,
know,
the way it goes.
Robert was much older than that before he got good at rhyming. So you should be proud. He's advanced. Robert was the
what
worst
a
rhymer.
conversation, though. And
He steered it.
And how self-aware is he, where he's like, I'm usually happy. I can be mean sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, he can be mean, yeah. His next door neighbor, 2 forms of corporal punishment. She hit him in the face, he hit her in the back.
Oh.
Yes, sirree, the neighbor girl.
That just means he likes her.
Yeah, life is good. Yeah, it's nothing that wasn't done to me yesterday as well. Thank you very much.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
What are you making such a big deal about? They're only lobsters. If you're a grown man, you know how to pick up a lobster.
I'm not myself since I stopped smoking.
Oh, when did you quit smoking?
16 years ago.
Allie, now don't panic, please.
I told you it's a mistake to ever bring a live thing in the house.
Stop it. Don't do that. Go to that one.
You
There.
know, maybe we should just call the police. Dial 911. It's the lobster squad.
Come on, Allie. They're only baby ones, for God's sake.
If they're only babies, then you pick them up.
Oh, all right. Here you go.
Don't give it to me. Don't. Look, one crawl behind the refrigerator. It'll turn up in our bed at night. Will you get out of here with that thing? Jesus.
Get it?
Talk to him. You speak shellfish. Hey, look. Put it in the pot.
I can't put it in the pot. I can't put a live thing in hot
Let me do
water.
it. What do you think we're going to do? Take it to the movies?
Here you go. Oh, good, Allie. You'll say.
Okay, it's in. It's definitely in the pot. Annie, there's a big lobster behind the refrigerator. I can't get it out. This thing's heavy. Maybe if I put a little dish of butter sauce here with a nutcracker, it'll run out the other side. You know how
I'm
to
gonna
instinct.
get my camera. Hold on.
You know, I think if I could pry the oar up. We should have gotten steaks, because they don't have legs. They don't run around.
Great. God, see this? All right. Here, pick this lobster up. Hold it, please.
What do you mean?
It'll make great.
You're going to take pictures
It'll
now?
be, Allie, it'll be wonderful.
Right here.
Oh, lovely. Oh,
Oh, God, that's
don't
disgusting.
be a jerk. One more, Allie, please. One more, please. Oh, good.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. TMOS to our friends, a wonderful family of listeners who are unrivaled in their support and love for this program. If you're new, sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained. For our long-timers, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spreading the word every day about TMOS. From Malden, South Carolina to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. From Reseda, California to Collier Township, Pennsylvania. From Topeka, Kansas to Forest Hill, Maryland. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Clutter. Everyone needs space.
Yes.
But you got a lot of stuff. We all got stuff. So what will you do? What will you do? Meet Clutter, the world's largest on-demand storage provider. Clutter means zero effort, Just schedule a pickup, and Clutter will be there to pack and move your belongings to store where I sound like the grease man. To store in their secure facility. The best part, Clutter's price match guarantee. This is awesome. It means you get the lowest possible monthly storage rate. You need your stuff back? It's easy. All you have to do is let Clutter know, and they will bring it right to your door. We talked about it being easy and affordable. You don't pay more for packing or delivery. It's all included in Clutter's low monthly rate. Experience the future of storage. Sounds to me, Rob Spiewak, like they do all the work for you.
Hey, you don't have to do anything except pick up the phone. That's all you do.
Clutter is great. Get $50 off your first month when you sign up at clutter.com/TMOS, and that's on top of Clutter's no-hassle moving, online inventory management, free pickup and delivery, and price match guarantee. That's incredible. See why Clutter is better and get $50 off your first month at clutter.com/TMOS. That's clutter.com/TMOS, and enter the promo code. That's TMOS.
Yes. TMOS.
Said that. So thank you very much. Yes, it was wonderful talking to my son. New ending for this. My son, I want to check that, see how that sounds. Is that there?
This show doesn't work for me.
No, that's not it. I got another one.
That's one of them.
I'm recording him. I'm sorry. It's official. I'm exploiting my kid. It's just, I spent a
Exploiting
lot
or
of time with him.
employing him?
Well, you know what? If we could find a little stipend for him, that would help.
It never hurts to teach a child a trade.
That would be wonderful. It's been all about him. Had a lot of rain up here. Rain, go away. A day on, day off. You guys are getting the thunderstorms. The summer pattern is beginning to take shape. So over the weekend, it was, I'm talking it, cats and dogs living together, raining all day long on Sunday. And he's bored out of his gourd. And I'm sitting there. I'm in the house. And we'd had a bit of a Saturday night. Or was it a Friday night? I think it was a bit of a Friday night.
Okay.
I'll talk about that later. But Sunday I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I am going to take him to the cinema. I'm going to take my little man to the movies. Nice. And why not? And, the big story, as Rob has mentioned, we've all been played into it.
Yep.
We have been sucked in to the Toy Story 30 or whatever it is.
Have you seen
Vortex.
the new Tom Hanks thing that's spinning around
What's
now?
he doing now? What's the crazy thing Tom Hanks is doing to promote the movie?
They're saying, well, they're making a movie about Elvis Presley, and they don't know who's going to play Elvis yet, but Tom Hanks is going to play Colonel Tom Parker.
Of course he is. Yes, of course, yeah. I totally agree with
Another movie about Elvis?
Yeah, I don't even want it.
Oh, man.
And I like Elvis.
I know. I mean, it's but that's not what Rob's talking about. They just find a way to
talk
get
about
Tom Hanks.
Hanks.
Yeah, and this is either
because
this might
the
be
cornerstone of an Elvis movie is who's going to play his manager.
Yeah, well, but this either comes from the studio or it comes from the Tom Hanks machine, and the Tom Hanks machine is probably just as powerful as the studio.
I agree,
but
I'm sure they work. I'm sure they work hand in glove.
So I decide that we're going to make the 10-hour drive to Bangor, Maine, to go to the cinema, and it's about 10:02, and I see that the movie comes on at 2:50, and I'm like, perfect. Okay, we can make it up there in 45, 50 minutes. It's not. It's more like an hour to get there. So it's an hour to go to the movies. And we're talking rain like you would not believe.
Sheets.
And by the way, everybody, when it does rain, especially in the Great Vacation Land, people collectively go, duh, on the roads. That's it. So it's an hour and 5. And, it's frustrating, but, Michael's got this little itch between his toes. He doesn't have athlete's foot. He doesn't have any evidence of any dermatitis or anything, but he's complaining constantly about itching between his toes.
Could it be a skeeter bite?
So, no, it's not a skeeter bite because it's both toes. He likes to wear flip-flops. He's a Florida kid, and when he puts regular sneakers on or boots for the rain, it's like, my bad. So I'm getting
I
for
cannot
the entire,
wear shoes.
I cannot. They make me fall down. I am getting from leaving the driveway up to Bangor, 1 hour of this shoe thing. Of like, Daddy, it is really itching, Dad. And I feel for him. If you've ever had an itch and you can't get it to, you can't scratch the itch, it's frustrating. So I said, well, take your shoes off, and we can put them back on when we get to the theater.
Put your feet up.
It really itch. I said, we can go to the drugstore. Maybe I'll get something to spray on them. Or say, Daddy, it really itch. I said, yeah, I know, Michael, but we're going about 35, 40 minutes now where there are no stores anywhere, just pine trees. Daddy, it really, I'm like going, and on the outside, I'm going, I know, honey, I know it's right. On the inside, I'm like, enough with the effing itching of the feet, for the love of God. And somehow, miraculously, it got to the point we're 40 minutes in the car and he wants to turn around and go home.
Oh,
I wanna
wow.
go home because my feet are itching. So I don't think he's faking it. But at the same time, when we finally get to the theater, because we tough it out, and then suddenly he sees a seagull playing in a puddle, and the itching of the feet has miraculously disappeared. And it's time to go in, and we walk in, and because it's up here, and it's Maine, and it's a low population area, I'm assuming you go to a movie, you just go to a movie. Nope. We get to the counter. I said, $250. He said, sold out. I said, sold out. I've driven 1 hour. Sold out.
Lord.
Sold out, you 17-year-old that weighs as much as John Cena with none of the muscle and all of the body fat, and you got that one zit in the middle of your forehead, and you're telling me you're sold out with all the compassion. And he doesn't care. He's a movie theater kid.
Of course, he gets paid.
Sold out.
But because it's Toy Story 4 and there are 72 showings,
good.
that there is a 315. And I said, oh, there's a 315. And he puts that, you know how they put the screen up in front of you now to see where the seats are?
Oh, for assigned seating, yes.
Yeah. And he says, there are these two left. And they are, of course, well, what's the optimal seat in a movie theater? Front row, far left.
Of course.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So you can literally, so you can look. You can watch your Toy Story like this. He said, now there are two handicapped seats right here, and he points to the center of the theater. But if you take those, just realize you may be moved.
Yes.
And I look at him kind of like, I didn't say this because I just didn't feel like being snippy.
Yeah.
And how, in any way, Captain Cyclops Zit, is that supposed to help? That information. Are you telling me that if I take those two handicapped seats and we can be moved, but then the other seats that we should have taken are sold, moved where? Home? Is that where you're talking? Is that what you're talking?
We will move you to the
home.
move you to the 4 o'clock show. At any point, did the Zit talk?
It could have. It could have going. This is my host. I'm living on my host's forehead. My host does not care about you. My host does not like you. My host does not like his job. I'm the zit that lives on the fat host that eats too much fried food. Yes. He wants to go to Ruby Tuesdays. He doesn't want to help you find a movie theater seat. So I bite the bullet because Michael doesn't care.
Right.
I take the first two, and then it's into the theater. Now, I made a few notes.
Okay,
because,
good.
It's been a long time. I think I have expressed to you that I am not exactly enamored with the children's animated feature.
You haven't bought in.
Yeah, not your
Toy Story, the one of the first ones, kind of not the first animated feature. You go back to the Disney era, but wouldn't you say that the genre was supercharged with the Toy Story?
I would say
Pixar made their mark with Toy Story.
Yeah, it's really it's the Pixar franchise, and they've got a couple little franchises, but this is the big one. This is the big guy. Yeah,
and this is Toy Story 15.
That's right.
They've made 15 of them, and then you hear that. Hey, that familiar movie. If you live in Maine, we're all going to go to the theater at the same time.
Well, because it rains, and what do tourists do?
Yeah.
They go to
well,
movies.
you don't have a friend in me. You don't have a friend in me when you go when you've got 3 million people, and it's all children, and it's parents and children through the previews of coming attractions, speaking at loud room level, and they don't stop. And I'm not going to get up and complain about it.
Look, here's another movie coming out. It's going to be a movie.
Just the level, the sheer volume, and that's not. You know what? That's standard practice. They settled down when the movie started. Everything was perfectly cool. There's only one thing I want to tell you about. After we purchase the ticket, we go to the counter, and my son gets one of his favorite confections, which is Sour Patch Kids.
Yes.
And I decide, because Carla has sworn me off of sugar, that I'm going to continue to throw calories into my body by getting, what can I get that doesn't have sugar? I'll get the nachos, which is just as bad as eating sugar, because whatever that cheese goo they put into your arteries
Space-age polymer.
It's nasty. But I get it. And then they give you an empty cup, not a soda. I get a Diet Coke. because what goes better with 14,000 calories worth of cheese sauce than a diet beverage
Exactly.
that has 0 calories? So I go, it's empty, and they've got that special machine you like. I know you like that machine.
The
that,
Coca-Cola Freestyle?
Ooh, yeah.
It's,
Magic
fans.
Coke machine.
yeah, so exciting.
Make your own flavors.
And to the right of that is a staging area for, I guess, popcorn maybe and napkins.
Yes,
and,
the staging
and
area.
the lids that I have seen small rodents, cages that may have been untended to for a month that were cleaner than it is.
In need of a wipe down, was it?
It is vomit inducing.
Oh,
It
God.
is so, and there are, these mommies and daddies that are as calmly going through what would be a bacteria fest like you wouldn't believe. I take my thumb and forefinger and I reach across to get the lid.
Yes.
For my beverage.
Yes.
Trying to work my way around. It is sticky. It is popcorn, and it's just, and people are just.
It's the best mix, Mike, because it's spilled soda and fake butter.
We're gone.
Yeah.
We're gone as a society. There's nothing. There's nothing left. There is no decorum left. There is absolutely no decorum left. There would be my mother, God rest Mary's soul in heaven on high, as she looks upon me. She would be mortified. She would be calling the theater owner.
Yes.
She would be sitting there, and everybody in her generation would be doing the same thing. These sloth pigs are just dancing around it, and I finally say to myself, enough of this. And I'm saying, I've got to speak to someone.
Oh, no.
This is where it gets real delicate, because this is where I'm a complete pussy. This is where I am a complete wimp. So I'm like, well, I've got to talk to whoever's doing this. I know we have to break. I'm sorry. We'll break in a second.
Okay, I didn't know if this was a good time to break, because it's a wonderful teaser. About
All right, we can break. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm wound up today.
I understand.
And I'll tell you, I was going to, as God is my witness, I was going to say something, but then I was stopped in my tracks. Or wheels. We'll take a break.
Oh, no.
We'll take a break.
Oh, no.
Be right back. Yeah. Here he is.
Bam! Dan the Fan Man can't be here as he's busy helping the peace process in North Virginia. So I'm here as his backup. It's your man, Oscar Fantana. That's right. And when I'm not harassing Rob or mispronouncing again, I'm making one of my 800 shows. In fact, I'm announcing show number 801. I'm here to tell you all about Tech Fan 101. It's the newest show with me, alongside Dan the Fan Man. We talk about anything and everything fan. This podcast is so high, the only thing that can cool us down are some high-quality fans. And don't just take my word for it. Hear what my wife has to say. Fanning the BIOS.
What, I'm supposed to do I'm not going to do Shannon's voice. I don't do girls' voices.
Or how about my favorite little guy, Phantos?
The dog? What are you doing?
So don't forget to buy a fan.
What are we even promoting? Buy a bonus show. That's real. Dan, go home.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Here's a fact. 66% of men lose their hair by age 35, and by the time you notice, it's too late, baby, now it's too late. The solution, forhims.com. It is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Forhims.com connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Real prescriptions backed by science, no nonsense, just answer a few questions. The doctor reviews it, and the products are shipped directly to your door. It's that easy. I hate doctor's offices, so I love forhims.com. Remember, it's easier to keep the hair you have than to replace the hair you've lost. So, act now. Order now. Our listeners can get started with the Hims Complete Hair Care Kit. It's not hair care, Michael.
No.
Hey, are you going to read this? Are you going to read it properly? It's hair kit, not hair care kit. That's what it says. It said. You didn't say that. You said hair care kit. Well, F you. F you!
You're doing fine, darling.
The Hims Complete Hair Kit for just $5 today, while supplies last and subject to doctor's approval. See website for full details and safety information. This would cost you hundreds if you went to the doctor or pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/TMOS, forhims.com/TMOS. Don't wait, forhims.com/TMOS. All right, so I'll make this quick, and then we're going to get to the mailbag, okay?
Okay, that's great.
Because I want to do the mailbag. We've got an abbreviated week. Oh, yell at me. Yell at me. Anyway, so the this is help me out if you want to jump in.
Okay.
Help me out so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Understood.
Right?
Yes.
So, I want to bitch. It's so disgusting. I want to bitch. And I said, I'll talk to the nearest employee that I see.
Okay.
Employee I see that seems to be doing a lot of things, having a lot of jobs, is a gentleman who is in a chair,
Okay.
in a wheelchair.
Differently
And an
abled gentleman.
a differently abled gentleman with a very exotic-looking chair that looks like it can be raised.
Is it
up,
mechanical?
down. It's very
Yeah,
mechanical.
it's powered.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
very
you know what?
mechanical.
Does he look like he's sort of handling like the front end management duties?
Yes.
Like he's on top of everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it
And
the
so
type of
I'm gonna
machine
say-
you would see? Because some of these you would see.
They're
like at a-
it's incredible.
a-
It's
a
one of the more
monster-
sophisticated
a monster
ones
truck
I've
rally
seen.
reminds me of some of
Precisely.
these machines where
Thank
you've
you.
got hydraulics that raise lower,
Thank you.
left,
Thank you.
right.
You got it,
You had
Oscar.
all the
You're there.
accents.
You're there.
Beautiful.
You might have been there. That's it. So I turn around. I'm going, and I don't say anything. And you know, and I said to myself, you know what I just did by not saying something. You know what I just said? That to me, even though it's not, that is being discriminatory.
Yeah, he doesn't want to
I
pass.
should have been. He
You
doesn't
treat,
want to
treat
free
him like
pass.
everyone else.
Right.
I said, what is this? I should have said, what is, can you get somebody or can you get this area policed over here? He was taking tickets. He was answering questions. He was all over that area. And I said, F it. Let's just go into the sticky movie theater and hear the kids screaming at a decibel level. And I felt bad. I felt bad after that because you're absolutely right. I should have said something no matter what.
It would have been
That's
as easy
it,
as this.
you know?
Hey, Wheels, I know you're busy right now, but why don't you get one of your lieutenants to clean up the snack bar?
Exactly.
Or I could have said, you got a handle on that thing? You got a switch on that thing? You can scrape the dead popcorn off the counter right there?
That might have been a little too far.
Would that be too far?
Hey, did you upgrade with the vacuum attachment? How modern are we over here?
That might be a problem as well.
Now,
That might be a
the
problem as well.
problem was calling him Wheels. I think that's not okay.
That probably would
Wheels
not be
is a cool
thing.
reference.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, it was.
If I was in a wheelchair, God
Yes.
forbid, and if that ever does happen, you have free
Right.
carte blanche to call me Wheels.
Okay.
Please.
I understand.
Or
All right.
how
But
about this?
here-
How about this?
but it didn't
Hey,
matter. It didn't
Yantas.
Just tires.
His tires. You know what? The thought process was a nanosecond. Didn't even think about it. I was like, nope, I'm not. First of all, I don't have popcorn. I'm not tending to anything. My nachos are in my left hand. I'm reaching. I've got that. I had the little guy hold the drink. He's got his Sour Patch Kids, and I go grab the lid and straw,
Was it weird,
and
though?
I'm out of there. But it was disgusting.
Was it weird when the guy turned to you and said, "You're worth more dead than alive"?
Why, George Bailey, you're worth more dead than alive. No, because Potter had to be wheeled up. He's got a stick. But it was fun. So that was it. That's it. The moral of the story is don't discriminate. If somebody's not cutting the mustard, you let him know. And he was completely competent.
Yes.
He was running.
Mike.
Oscar, he was front of that. Did you say it?
Front
One
end
of you guys
manager.
said it.
Front end
of the
manager.
house manager.
In my undergrad at WVU,
Yes.
we had a gentleman a friend who had the same type of, probably not the space age you have in 2019,
Right.
But at that point, it was I guess, top of the line wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
And I remember as we grew up, the main thing he wanted was he never wanted to feel like you are questioning.
Don't single him out.
or single him out.
Right.
He wants you to treat him like. And then we had a wonderful listener for Big O and Dukes that, if I recall correctly, he'd come out to our pool parties, and one day we threw him in the pool with his wheelchair. We all might have been hammered, and we made sure he was alive and all, but he wanted to.
lived.
And that's a good guy, making sure he's alive. Thank you, Oscar.
He said, "Roll me in there like you guys are doing cannonballs." He wanted to experience that.
Wow.
There, and you did. And you did. Anyway, that's fine.
The guy's
All right,
a friend
all
to this day.
And as a matter of fact, they still visit him. He's still in the pool.
Stop. How dare you?
I can't come to the pool. I can't come to the pool.
Family man now.
I won't clean up the popcorn.
When we were in Arizona, he rolled up with his wife, and it was just like surreal to see everybody just grow up in that manner. It was awesome.
Sure.
Very cool.
So he's okay, and you're
Yes.
in touch with him.
Yes.
Everything good. That's nice.
I worry about that crew. I swear to God, if I'm in the foxhole with the horde, I'm worried. Just like seriously, say you're going to war, right? And of course I make it World War I war, or World War II war at the very latest.
No, I like World War I better. I like the helmets better.
Modern
you're sitting
warfare.
there, you're with the horde, and you go into, it's just like, get in the foxhole right now. And a German comes by. It's always a German, and a German comes by and throws a grenade into the foxhole, and instead of like throwing it back or throwing your body on it, and sacrificing yourself to the team, one of the guys would say, "Man, is that what kind of grenade, man? That looks badass." There we go.
You got it all wrong. We're a modern warfare team. We played video games too long to fail at any type of drone pilot.
I don't know. I've seen a couple of the fans that might actually pick up the grenade and eat it.
How dare you? How dare you?
Let's open the mailbag, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got to do this. It's a holiday week. Got to get all this stuff now tighter, brighter for you. And salute to the movies.
Hooray, Mike, hooray for Hollywood.
I want to see the Tarantino movie, and I'm going to go on a Tuesday after the show in the wee hours. Dear Mike, Rob, and Oscar, we start with a pretty massive welcome to our world. Please say hello. This is big.
Yes.
This is big for our family. TMOS's newest, youngest listener, Harper Ray Stulginski.
Yeah!
Zoolander's wife had a baby. She was born on June 27th at Inova Fairfax Hospital. Mother Ashley is a trooper, and she is doing well, as is baby Harper. A quick side note, the nurses we had were absolutely phenomenal. Here's a big shout out to all the nurses all over the country and the world. I truly have no idea how you do what you do. Talk soon. Eric Zoolander Stulginski, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations.
And an editor's note, Zoo will cry for the next 16 weeks. Thank you very much.
He's a father.
He's a very sensitive
wonderful.
father.
This is wild.
That's wild.
Congrats.
He was like 10 when he started with us.
Yeah, he's still
Wonderful.
10.
That's
Youngest
true.
of all of
We
us.
still give him a hard time, too, all the time. Blood test. Hey, guys, Rob recently talked about a barbecue chicken thigh recipe on the show. I believe there was some sesame oil in there. Would you mind sharing that with me? Thanks, Ryan Wallace.
I only include the letter because it's so simple. Equal parts soy sauce and sesame oil. Marinate in the fridge overnight if you have the time. As it's marinating, add about a quarter cup or so of any barbecue dry rub that you like. And then when you take these out and they've still got the coating on it, grill them until they're done. That soy sauce and the sesame oil gives it sort of like an Asian barbecue feel. It's really good.
And what's their serving portion? 9?
Until they're gone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, fellas. I used Oscar's carne asada recipe. Can you tell we're getting close to the holiday?
That's all they're thinking. And Mike, they all want to eat first.
I used Oscar's carne asada recipe this past weekend. It was a huge success. Thanks, Oscar. You're my favorite foreigner. See you in Vegas. Ryan in Indy wanted to give you a shout out.
Thank you, Ryan. Something positive.
Hey, guys, as DJs and music fans, I was wondering if you could tell us what your go-to favorite albums are to listen to, whether it being a drive home from work or a Sunday afternoon listening session. What is your go-to album or albums that scratch your itch? Either an album that's currently high in your rotation or an all-time favorite. Love you long time. Nick from Vermont. P.S. This question is also for Pony and Maddie. Favorite go-to album. We'll start with the musicologist of the show.
Please.
Man listens to more music than Oscar and I do. What's your absolute go-to?
3 different genres. 3 pop to mind right away. The most recent Lady Gaga album that has Hey Ya on the.
Hey Ya?
I can't think
That's
of the name.
Outkast.
No, that's Hey
sorry,
Ya.
sorry.
Ayo is the name of the first song on it. So the newest Lady Gaga album is excellent. Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life, will never alienate anybody. That's a great 4-side listen. And also just a great song for a party if you want background music. Rubber Soul by the Beatles, a perfect album.
Oscar?
Joanne is the name of the album.
Okay.
The Gaga album.
Thank you. We were all worried about that. I'm going to say Radiohead, The Bends.
All right.
Yes.
That's your go-to?
That's my go-to. Now, most think, well, are you suicidal, Oscar? No, it just made an impression on me as a young man.
Well, we keep hoping.
Maddie Masiello, do you have a choice?
Well, I just saw the Elton John movie, so I'm in a big Elton John kick right now. So one of those Spotify, This Is Elton John playlists, that's where I'm at.
Is Rocket Man out?
Yeah.
When did it flop at the box office?
I think it's been out for a month. I saw it last week.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or did you get a special mayor screening?
Oh, well, I mean, that's
How many
private, Rob.
Masiellos do you give the Elton John movie?
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Out of 4.
Out of
So
four.
not out of 4. Isn't it always a 5 scale? Isn't it always a 5?
Leonard Maltin always used 4 stars, so I don't know.
Really, Leonard Maltin was nice when he was on this show.
He was a good guy.
I like 5.
Okay,
I like 5 because
so out of how many out of 5?
Let's give it 4.
Okay.
4 out of 5 is pretty strong. Pony Boy Matt Bloom, is he around to give us his review? Is he editing something?
I am here right now. My current go-to album I'm really enjoying is Sir Sly, and the album is Don't You Worry, Honey. It's very interesting.
Is it Japanese?
No. Nope.
Really?
This is
Any interns around that want to weigh in on this?
Electric Boogaloo?
I think it's probably. I'm guessing
Sir
that
Sly?
Pony made that up. He doesn't. He doesn't.
Is there a joke?
No, he doesn't hear music. He hears bits and bots and stuff like that.
I guess I would say my favorite.
Mike, this is Daniela who just walked in without introduction.
Hi, Daniela.
Yeah. Hi.
Daniela, what's your fave?
I would have to say Tupperware Remix Party Overture is one of my favorite albums. They're a smaller band, but I really like them.
Oh, an indie band.
Yeah, I like them too. Never heard of them.
I'm going to go with Breakfast in America, Supertramp.
Great album.
Oh,
Great album.
wow.
I love that. Yeah.
Nice.
Take the long way home. Take the long way home. That's if you're looking for that one. So there we
Love
go.
it.
I'm glad. Not very funny, but at the same time,
I still don't know what Pony said.
That's fine. I don't know what it. Once it started with the kids, I tuned out.
The kids.
Dear Mike, Oscar, Pony, and Maddie, would love for you to wish our son Braden a happy 4th birthday tomorrow. We are longtime listeners over a dozen years, and we are teaching him to get it. Hello, Braden!
Braden!
Woo! Braden is the best boy in the world. Braden, press a button on the radio right now. There you go. Oh. Braden made a poopy sound. He loves listening to the show. As we cook dinner, he used to ask us to listen to the Laughing Guys, and now that he is a bit older, he asks Alexa to play the Mike O'Mara Show. That makes me laugh. It would just make his day to hear you wish him a happy birthday. Thank you so much for bringing the funny. Thank you, Tyler and Liz from Concord, North Carolina, and happy birthday, Braden!
Hooray for Braden!
Happy birthday.
Hey, folks, when it comes to TV, Mike would love Letterkenny on Hulu. It's a Canadian comedy, and it's in its 6th season. Very dialogue heavy, lots of hockey references. Mike would get them all. Lots of quotable jokes, and the Canadian accents and patterns of speech are fantastic. I can sometimes hear Mike's voice in the actor who does the hockey coach. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Mark from West Sacramento, California. Letterkenny. I'll check that one out.
As a start, just go to YouTube and look at a few highlights from Letterkenny, because I did, and I do think you will laugh at it. It's very, very funny.
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny, one word.
Letterkenny. Anyway, moving right along. Mike, I just wanted to reach out to you, Oscar, Rob, share my thanks to you all. I grew up in Wichita, and while working on a 1,000-acre ranch and being tasked with mowing 400 acres and tending to horses and cows, I always had your show as my top priority to make the hours fly by. Now, with many years past, I have worked my whole life and found my way to the Napa Valley Consulting, or to the Napa Valley, consulting for a couple premier wine brands.
Ooh.
And launching my own wine label 5 years ago. Hello. Despite managing over 100 acres of vineyards and earning my stripes to try to succeed, I still listen to you all every day, and I still love it. I'm getting married tomorrow to the most amazing woman in the world. No other friend could ever hold a candle to her. We both have worked so hard to get to where we are, and I would not be the man I am today if she hadn't come into my life. We would love to thank you all by sending you some of our wines. Send away! Which are a labor of love, so you can enjoy them with your friends and family this fall. Let me know if sending them to Podcast Village is the best location. Cheers and happy 4th. God bless. Aaron Michaels, Flint Knoll Winery. What a great name. I like that name of the winery. That's good.
So, we can accept those deliveries here, and we'll make sure that Mike gets them.
Unless you want to dispatch a few to Mike and then some here.
But the thing is it's in the fall, so we don't know if Mike's going to be here or there yet.
Good
So
call.
we'll
I'll
make
be
sure.
there. I'll be there. So
Okay.
send them to there.
Yes.
Okay, we'll have
All
them
right.
send there.
If you were sending them tomorrow, send them here. If you want to send them to the fall, send them there.
You got it.
I hold in my hand the last letter.
Hi-oh!
Hi-oh. Hi-oh. Hi, boys. I am turning 52, baby, on July 4th, and would love it if the Southern Bells could give me some advice on how to beat this oppressive DC humidity on my holiday birthday. I will listen intently. Thank you and love you guys. Kathleen Coulinane. Well, I would say top of my list would be to make yourself a big fresh pitch of some ice cold lemonade if the Iceman cometh.
I'm going to be staying in the shade for the foreseeable future. However, I do know I sometimes perspire so bad. The powder on my face is like a frosted cake.
Yeah, and occasionally you smell at the end of the day. I haven't mentioned this to you, like some of Mother's biscuits when you spend all that time. Even the shade outside of the direct sunlight does not prevent that yeasty, sweaty smell from permeating your entire body.
I'm so glad you brought it up because I did intend this evening to rinse out my culottes and petticoats.
Well, why don't you just have Montgomery pour you a bath and then you go upstairs and have a little soak?
Because
and
it's not Saturday night.
Oh, that's right. Only once a week. There's a bit of a water shortage. I understand that, but
have to send the water out to the fields lest the crops wither and die.
Yes, this is true. Of course, it's that 4th of July celebration that always makes us a little bit confused because we really don't celebrate.
Like more of a northern thing, doesn't it?
It truly does. I don't understand why they make such a big fuss.
All those men signing papers and making laws, it's just confusing.
Yes, that's why, we being members of the DAC, the Daughters of the Confederacy, we truly don't know what all that fuss is about with the red, white, and blue.
I say live and let live.
Yes.
But also, let us have our fun.
Yes, our fun and our symbols, all right? All right?
Exactly.
So, on this particular 4th of July, please remember the Southern Bells and the Stars and Balls. Thank you. I don't know how we turned into rebel warriors there, but storylines. Just sometimes goes in a direction we don't know. We'll take a break, and oh my God, we're running late.
We are.
And come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Greetings from Moscow. This is your Russian BFF Vladimir Putin. Here in Mother Russia, all is well. Comrades are enjoying temperate climate, cordial government, and much cabbage and state-provided cheese. Never you are hungry. Everything we have here, except for one thing. We do not have O'Mara Mike Show podcast. State-controlled internet is limited to WebMD and right-wing game compulsive. Lucky for you, you can get personal and close-up contact with Mike, Robsky, and Mario on November 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada, at Most Excellent Zippos headquarters. Get tickets at MikeO'MaraShow.com. This is second show that is different from first show. Go to both. You'll be glad you did. That was funny, yes?
Yes.
Russia for Russians and TMOS for all. Nostrovia.
Thank you, Vlad. Appreciate that.
Good guy.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by FabFitFun, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy it. FabFitFun is marvelous. You're going to love it. I know you are. It's incredibly good. It's lovely. It's great. Treat yourself with items like Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum Cream, a spiritual gangster Maya kimono, a mini travel blow dryer. FabFitFun. Carla goes out of her mind when the FabFitFun box comes. It's a subscription box. It's seasonal. It only costs $49.99. Everything you get is full size. No samples of anything. Many products, individual value. I always hope we're making that clear.
I need to understand this.
Many products, their individual value, that one product in the box is more than the entire cost of the box itself.
Yes.
The 2019 summer box's total retail value over $270, and you can get it for just $49.99. Don't ask me how they do it. They do it. You're the recipient. You benefit. Carla flips out when the FabFitFun box arrives. It's like Christmas 4 times a year. Sign up for FabFitFun today. These boxes always sell out. Use the code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. Go to FabFitFun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code TMOS to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 for only $39.99. Go to FabFitFun.com and use my code TMOS to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box. Okay, I did something I never should do. I'm doing actual audio production as we're doing the show. That's why you heard that.
I like that.
Like that. I want to make sure that I got the show ending thing first and I didn't mess it up. So please bear with me. I'm going to play it right now.
Don't listen to this.
We're here.
Don't listen. Everybody block their ears.
Everybody quiet.
Gentlemen, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Oh,
Was that
Thank you.
what we heard when we heard the do? Was that a
Yes.
live airdrop?
That was a live airdrop.
That's
on the
exciting
show.
In
stuff.
progress.
That's I love
That's
hearing
pretty
that.
good.
I love
Yeah,
it.
See, I'm a
Pretty,
multitasker.
That's like you get a
pretty
present.
I am
Like, I just sent myself a present. And it arrived. Yeah, airdrop.
Good. So I stayed up super late last night. Carla came down and caught me on video. And I switched, and I hear her coming down the stairs, and I switch off what I'm looking at. And she comes in and immediately is confronting me like, what were you looking at?
Oh.
It was a total porn vibe, like I was looking at porn.
Yeah.
And I was not looking at porn. And I even showed her evidence. I said, if I was looking at porn, anyway, I don't want to go into the details.
As we
but I'm
discussed on
looking
the
at
last episode, Mike, it wasn't the good stuff. It wasn't the hard stuff.
No, it's not that I don't look at porn.
No.
But I
what
was
were you
looking at
looking
porn. This is why I switched off of it was simply embarrassment, okay? I was looking at I am not well when it comes to my late night. When I shut the TV off and I do a dive on YouTube, I was looking at, this is terrible, base jumping fails.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Oscar. I'm not normal, but it's just it's like base jumping fails. That would mean like parachutes not opening and stuff like that. And fortunately, a lot of these poor fellows did not die. They actually survived the crash. But I'm like, I didn't
being
know
told
that.
the jumper is okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that when and so I turn it off. And she's like, "What were you looking at?" I said, "It's just it's a base jumping fails." What? No, really? I said, "Yeah." Why'd you turn it off? It's because I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Why are you embarrassed? Because I'm looking at people crashing in the mountains, and I don't feel normal. That's just like, and then I realized that I was looking at something else behind it. It's a guy that's going. It's an Asian guy. He's got like a Gaboon Viper, and he's going hello, 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 and then it bites the top of his head and it hangs on.
Like his forehead?
Yeah.
That's a stupid viper. You should go for the nose.
I know. I'm mentally ill.
Go for the nose.
I know I'm mentally ill. I get it.
Did you spend
I
more
understand.
time with parachuters or reptiles? Or I guess amphibians, maybe.
You'd probably be able to divvy it up there. I love instant karma. That's another one where, you get a guy, yeah, you are. How about you? And then the guy gets knocked out.
Yeah, fighting videos.
I've watched MMA, women getting knocked out, mice being fed to sidewinder rattlesnakes. That's pretty much it.
Like when you start with,
I also watch a lot of old school TV. Like I was watching Jewish Jesters of the Catskills, which was a panel discussion with Robert Klein and Gilbert Gottfried. And so, I watched some, reputable stuff too. But mostly it's like watching people crash in the
Are you amazed as I am as when you do watch something? If you go in for something specific, like mouse being eaten by a snake, and you watch that, but then you look on the right column, it's like they know exactly where your mind is.
They know where I'm going.
They know
where I'm
exactly
going. And then,
what you want.
Oh, and by the way, when YouTube sees that you like bikini spearfishing,
yes,
forget it. Suddenly your YouTube page looks like a porn site. Maybe I can talk to Oscar after the show about cleaning that up. But anyway, let's do that. We'll take a break. We got the news you may not need coming up. Hey, if I was normal, I'd be doing something else.
Yeah. What if that lady
if
that
I was
was
normal, I would have gone to law school.
What about if that bow fishing lady had a snake hanging off her forehead?
Oh my
Now
God.
you've got something.
2 million views. Take a break. Come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara.
It's Political Persuasions.
Tonight, I am speaking to you.
This week on Political Persuasions, Mike and I unpack the great debate. He still likes Elizabeth Warren. Plus, Mueller testifying. What will it mean? Healthcare, guns. We got it all. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Hey, Freights, that's a gross overstatement. We do not have it all.
Hey, will you say, hey, Freights, like Bill O'Reilly? Because I think it would sound great.
Hey, Freights, when you say we got it all on a promo, false advertising, Freight. Just between me and you, that is false advertising. All right? Put it in the contract. Anyway, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Brooklinen. I love Brooklinen.com. I sleep on their sheets every night. And now that the warmer weather is here, maybe it's time to switch up your bedding to something a little breezier, lightweight, and soft. And let me tell you, it is lightweight, it is soft, it is so good. Check out their linen collection with a beautiful assortment of colors. Brooklinen's got over 35,000 five-star reviews. They have that because it feels different than other sheets. Always has I love my Brooklinen. I'm really happy that Carla left it in Florida so that I can sleep on this burlap. I feel, when I go to sleep up here. The Brooklinen is down there, and we're not going to be up here long enough to get the Brooklinen up here. Get the Brooklinen where you live, and you won't feel like you're sleeping on burlap. Really, I feel like I'm reenacting a scene from the Scarlet Letter with Demi Moore when I'm sleeping on these sheets. Brooklinen, 35,000 five-star reviews, more than any other online bedding company. Luxury linen without luxury prices. Brooklinen's newest linen collection is amazing. I couldn't recommend their products more. For graduates, newlyweds, friends, family, treating yourself to the bedroom upgrade you deserve. Brooklinen.com is giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get 10% off and free shipping when you use the promo code TMOS at brooklinen.com. Brooklinen is so confident in their product that their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. The only way to get 10% off and free shipping is to use promo code TMOS at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code TMOS. Brooklinen. These are the best sheets ever. They can make those sheets quicker than I read that commercial.
That's right. They'll be in your home.
Fantastic. Yes. Oh, play the thing, all right?
News.
Boo. This is interesting. Anderson Cooper just got a whole lot richer. His mom.
He needs it.
He doesn't. Gloria Vanderbilt died last month, and she was worth around $200 million.
Oh.
She was the great granddaughter of railroad tycoon Cornelius Vanderbilt. That sounds like a tycoon, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm Cornelius Vanderbilt, and I'm going to pay this man to chop your fingers off.
Do you think he ever went by Corny?
Corny.
That is the nickname for Cornelius. You just don't see Cornelius people anymore.
Corny Vanderbilt.
Corny.
Anderson and his mother were very close, but he didn't think he'd be in her will because he's already loaded.
Right.
He's worth an estimated $110 million on his own. But Gloria did leave him almost everything. The New York Post says her eldest son will get her Midtown apartment. The estranged middle son receives nothing. You get nothing.
Oh, that is a sick burn.
Nothing.
And to my children who will get nothing based on reasons they understand.
Which one's that?
That's Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest, yes, she leaves them nothing.
Christopher and Christina, who wanted to be mentioned in my will. Hello.
What a biatch. 15 years ago, Anderson said, quote, "My mom's made clear to me that there's no trust fund. I don't believe in inheriting money. I think that's a curse." Well, that's maybe when he's got all that money he can save.
Yeah, curse me with that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Millennials are often accused of wasting time on their devices, and so maybe this isn't surprising. According to a new report from Nielsen, millennials spend an average of 9.4 minutes choosing what to watch on streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. Count me with the millennials.
Yeah.
I'm with them on this. That includes viewers between the ages of 18 and 34, and it's the most time of any group. People between 35 and 54 need 8.4 minutes. I knew it would be close. And those who are older than that don't have infinite time to waste scrolling through options. Oh, bite my ass. Now I can be, when something's ageist, now I can call. Yeah, we don't have time. Why? Because we're going to die?
Well, actually, it's
is
different.
That what
it's
it is?
different in my house, Mike. I'm almost 50, and it takes me 9.4 minutes to find the remote.
Says the older folks only average 5 minutes before diving into something. It's not true for me.
No.
I'm very particular, and we have great recommendations from our listening audience, but it's hard. And by the way, Scott and Bailey, Complete Addiction.
Yes.
Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stephen. Wonderful show. You got to do the subtitles, at least I do, to be able to follow the British dialect.
Are you done?
It's fantastic. Oh, no, this is a huge series.
Okay.
I'm on my third. I think we're in our third season.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was that
spectacular.
So much of them.
For my Mad Men update, just quick sidebar, it's much better in the fourth season.
Comes back.
It goes
Oh,
back
so you're
to...
really into it. You're watching the whole thing.
Well, I got to see where this guy goes. And I know enough about the John Hamm story after the show.
glug, glug, glug,
like,
glug,
I'm like,
glug.
where does he go sideways? Because this entire show is built on drinking.
Exactly.
Now, 21% of all viewers say they simply give up and won't watch anything if they're not able to make up their minds. I'm in that category as well.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes go, okay, enough with crap. And
Yeah.
by the way,
For my
streaming
base jumping
services.
videos.
Hello, bow fishing.
Yeah, we've yeah, into the YouTube.
That's right.
Into the YouTube. Oh, ooh, ow, ooh, look at that. Boy, I'd never ski on that mountain. Anyway, that's crazy.
Not after that.
Last week, 15-year-old tennis prodigy Corey Coco Gauff became, and that's Gauff, not like Goff.
So
like
no
our
relation.
lovely lady. I don't believe so. 15-year-old tennis prodigy named Corey Gauff. She became the youngest tennis player to qualify for Wimbledon at 15, and yesterday she won her first round match. And she didn't just take out some rando. She beat 5-time Wimbledon champion Venus Williams in straight
She's
sets.
very good, you know.
6-4, 6-4. Listen, I used to be a tennis player. I'm not anymore. I still love the sport. I think it's a great sport. I'm checking this lady out.
Yeah.
15 years old. She's from Florida. She's ranked number 313 in the world among women's tennis players. Venus is ranked 44. Venus is also 39, and she reached 4 of her 9 Wimbledon finals before Coco was even born.
Jesus.
Coco is a huge fan of Williams, of both sisters. She even said that Serena Williams is the reason why she plays tennis. That's a cool story.
I love when
15
that
years old.
happens. Love that.
Wonderful. A new survey asked tourists to rank the 50 sexiest nationalities in the world. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
The 10 sexiest nationalities: Ukrainian, Danish, Filipino, Brazilian, Australian, South African, Italian, Armenian. Armenian? Wow.
Oh, Armenian. Beautiful.
English and Canadian. The only nationalities.
Canadian!
The United States was ranked 45th.
That's brutal.
45th on list.
Seems about right.
Celebrities with Ukrainian roots include Mila Kunis, Michael Bolton, Wayne Gretzky, Mila Jovovich, and Dustin Hoffman, and PGA Tour super hunk Jim Furyk.
Well, let's focus on the sexy Dustin Hoffman.
I don't get it. I guess the nationalities on the list that rank lower,
comes naturally in the blood.
lower than the U.S. Norwegian, Slovenia. Norwegians, pretty people.
I think.
Sad people, Mike. Sad people.
Slovenian, Belgian, Croatian, and Irish in 50th place.
Oh, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
I don't understand
I
that.
cry shenanigans.
I say you're full of crap, you are. Yes, there is. According to a new survey, about 1/3 of people plan on watching the fireworks on Thursday. Well, anyway, moving right along.
I'm going to watch 1/3 of the fireworks.
That was a long story. I gave you a sentence.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is a major, major story.
Okay.
I rarely put a timpani in this.
Oh, my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little something today. Krispy Kreme has just launched a new delivery service.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Jesus.
God. About 100 stores in 15 states will start bringing you donuts. As long as you're within about 5 miles of the store and willing to pay a small delivery fee, they're planning to roll out delivery to all of their stores by the end of the year.
Wow.
Isn't that good? That's good. On
great.
a related note, at the beginning of next year, the United States will be under the control of mainland China. Thank you very much. Hope you appreciate that. Yeah. Are you within, either one of you within 5 miles of a
We
double
are
K?
here within a mile.
Yes.
Proper.
And I will be after I sell the house, based on that story.
I threw the story away, so I'm not sure when it's going to start. But if you can find out, perhaps one day we get delivered donuts.
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
In the podcast village.
Let's
That'll
do
be
it.
fun. We're running late as usual. We'll take a break, come back with the audio vault. Rob Spivak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Rod Stewart.
When you call the Yak Shack,
You like this?
I do.
you too can say,
I know you do.
Mike from you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
call 888-92 or more. Leave a Yak Shack call for Mike.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But I'm not sorry.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Lightstream.
Yes.
Are you tired of credit card bills with high interest rates? Who isn't? Of course you are. I bet you're ready to pay off your credit card balances and start saving money. You can do that. You can get a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream with rates as low as 5.95% APR with AutoPay. That is so much lower than the average credit card interest rate of over, are you ready for this?
Yes.
19%.
Boo.
You're literally throwing your money away if you're paying that. Think of the savings you're going to have. You'll even get you can get your money into a bank account as soon as the day you apply. and the application is so simple you can do it right on your phone. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a better loan experience. If you're out there and you have good credit and you're paying that money on an interest rate for a credit card, you got to stop right now. And Lightstream will deliver a great rate for you. I love Lightstream. I know you will too. Just for our listeners, apply now to get a special interest rate discount. But the only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/TMOS. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com/TMOS. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/TMOS for more information. Let's open up the audio vault for today, Tuesday, the 2nd of July. The 2nd of July.
48 hours until Independence Day, Mike. And a happy Independence Day from the CDC. That's the Center for Disease Control, you know. And they have
Center for what?
Disease Control. They have this message for you.
I'll have the Center for I'll have a blue disease control.
Yes, and the happy 4th of July from the CDC.
Warning before you head to the pool this 4th of July. The CDC is warning about a parasite in pools that could make your family sick. The parasite is called Cryptosporidium. It forms from feces in the water. The CDC says there's been an uptick in recent years. Of course, chlorine filters aren't enough to get rid of that particular bacteria. In adults, it can cause diarrhea for up to 3 weeks. For kids and pregnant women, it can be much worse. The CDC says make sure you shower right after you get out of the water.
God bless the USA.
An uptick.
Yeah, an uptick.
I don't need to wipe my ass. I'm an American.
Well, I think it's more than that, Mike. I don't need to get out of the pool.
If you're floating in the deep end and you feel something seeping, diarrhea.
Exactly.
Diarrhea.
Beautiful.
There it is.
Do you like when an older performer, a more seasoned performer, gives a break to a young performer? I always think that's nice.
I think it's nice.
Yeah,
it's very
leg
sweet.
up.
Like in Las Vegas over the weekend, Paul McCartney, who is 77, actually shared the mic with 71-year-old Steven Tyler. So he gave that kid a break. But,
isn't that sweet?
But they
he
did
that
sing
for the
Helter
kid?
Skelter. It was pretty good.
So that's pretty heavy on Steven.
Paul, I will say this, and I don't like saying this.
I know you don't.
I've been watching Paul in concert since 1990. I've seen him 5 times, I think.
Right.
It's been pretty steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's,
but he's 77, and he can still sing Yesterday. If you don't push it too hard, you don't drive the car too fast, it's fine. Maybe a little help over here. Okay. Bad news for Cardi B, Mike. She tried to trademark. That's her sound, you know. Occur.
Yeah.
But she was denied the trademark because the government said this is a long-standing word in the drag community that means okay. You don't own that.
Mad because I trademark occur. Let me tell you something. Every single time I go to a corporate meeting, these folks be like, oh my God, can we just please hear you say occur? Every time I go to a TV show, hey, can you teach me how to say occur? Every time I go do a commercial, hey, can you finish it off with occur?
And yet they won't
There's
give
been
it
an
to her.
uptick in fecal matter in pools lately.
Now, while you may have trouble with that logic, I do enjoy the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal is doing press for the new Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
And he's obviously bored out of his mind because he was asked about Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm sorry. Yeah, Cumberbatch. But
Cumberpatch.
Well, you see, the reason
Where are you going now? You're going to the little Cumberpatch.
This is the reason that I get. There's a reason that I got.
Do you remember
confused
those
there.
toys, the Cumberpatch Kids?
Mike, it's funny you should say that because that's exactly where it's headed. He,
All right.
in a press conference, started calling him Benedict Cabbage Patch. And without any reasoning behind it, he tells this story.
Can I just stop you before you play that, please?
Yeah.
Did you see the thing where Trump calls John Bolton, the national security advisor, Mike Bolton?
No!
It's so goddamn funny. Jeannie Most, who's extremely funny on CNN, did a piece. I didn't call it. And Mike Bolden is anyway, go ahead.
So forgive my misspeak, but I'm actually jumping on the fact of what Jake said here.
Benedict Cabbage Patch is actually his great-grandfather started Cabbage Patch dolls, and they were a big thing in the 90s. That's how Benedict got his start in the business, was his uncle, who obviously became really wealthy from all of the
Cabbage Patch Kids
profits, flew him to London and put him in an apartment, and he started to audition, and then he made his career. So the truth of the matter is, without Cabbage Patch Kids, Benedict Cabbage Patch wouldn't have a career, and you wouldn't have Dr. Strange.
So that's what he's saying on the press junket for Spider-Man.
Strange.
He
is bored. He's bored out
of his skull. A little bit of a brouhaha over the weekend when the Dalai Lama, who, as you know, is the spiritual leader of all the people of Tibet, he said that someday when he is replaced, it would be okay if he was replaced by a woman, but it should be a good-looking woman. Better looking than him. And so try to sort of, decipher this.
If female Dalai Lama comes, and it should be more attractive. If female Dalai Lama, oh God, dead people, I think, prefer not to see a dead face.
Yes, a lot of women would say that's objectifying women, and it's about who you are inside, isn't it?
Yes, I think both.
Yeah, I think both. But I think we all know one thing.
What's he, 100 years old or something like that?
Listen, you can be handsome, you can be unhandsome, you can be pretty, you can be homely, but we know this. The Lama is a lousy tipper.
So we finish 18, and he's going to stiff me. And I say, hey, Lama, hey, how about a little something, for the effort, And he says, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's your magic audio ball. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Fecal matter.
Fecal matter, yes. Uptick. Uptick right now.
Uptick.
Yeah, I tell you, if you saw that, if you saw that popcorn.
Oh.
Yeah. I swear, don't smell those seats. That's for sure.
Check with you in 3 weeks.
Who's dirty? I'm dirty. Anyway, let's we'll take our lead. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us for the Mike O'Mara Show. Don't forget, tickets still on sale for our fabulous Las Vegas show November 16th, Saturday night. The Friday show is sold out. Tickets still available for the Saturday show. Buy them this weekend. Buy them this week. Buy them on the holiday. Buy them whenever you want. Also, if you got a yak, 888-920-MORE, 888-920-6673. And great mailbag. Send them to Rob with 2 B's for Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak. Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Uptick.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I think I've turned a corner today, but it's for a purpose. It made me feel good about myself. It was like I did something constructive with my life or something. I don't know. Like I accomplished something.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, did you say yes, sir?
I think he said, yeah, sure.
What'd you say, man?
Well, I said, yeah, sure, but literally what I said was, yeah, sure, sir.
So you are okay, then?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just kiss my left nut?
Gentlemen, please, get your act together.